The episode begins with Neva walking over to the ship. Pansy spots him first, and then everyone gets out to speak to him. Neva is acting senile as ever, but Piccolo recognizes that he's playing stupid and calls him out for it. Neva is surprised to see a warrior type Namekian and comments on the fact that Piccolo reminds him of Katas, and Piccolo confirms that was his father. Neva then asks Piccolo his name, and Piccolo says, Piccolo. It's funny, at this point, I was wondering if Piccolo was going to remember his original name just from being, near Neva and in the Namekian's true home world, if that's something like that was going to happen. Piccolo then reveals to everyone that Neva is the one who caused everything that's happened to them, that he was the one responsible for the wish and Dende being kidnapped. Neva confirms that he's been playing senile to trick Goma. He also says that the Earth's Dragon Balls will be useless without Dende, and he knew Goma would hurt Dende because Namekians are valuable. And we know from the previous episode the Namekians were used as slaves. So, more credence to the Namekians being black. As they talk, Neva keeps eyeing the Dragon Ball, and Goku explains their goals to him. He can't believe that even as a child, Goku was strong enough to defeat a Tamagami. Ponzi is shocked to learn that Neva created the Dragon Balls and the Tamagamis and suggests that he should have used his powers to overthrow the Supreme Demon King instead. Neva says Namekians can't use their powers for conflict, and everyone stares at Piccolo, who gets upset. The group decides to get moving as they know Goma is aware of their location. Neva wants to come with them, and initially they refuse, but he asks them, "Can anyone speak to But he asked them, can anyone speak Namekian, as that's necessary for the wish. Surprisingly, when Bulma asks Piccolo if he can speak it, he says no, because he has lived on Earth too long. Now, while language attrition is a real thing, and that is more common in kids than adults, this is still kind of weird because we know Piccolo has spoke Namekian in the past to Kami at the 23rd tournament, and in addition to that, he would still have, after fusing with Nail, he would have a lifetime of Nail's memories of using and speaking the language. But again, I know it's something that does happen, and this would be what, more than 10 years since he fused with Nail. And, you know, again, it is possible. Also, this might be a situation where, well, maybe he didn't forget per se, but his pronunciation may not be as sharp as it once was. Back at Marba's house, Dr. Renzu is explaining how Majin Duu was a failure and that he didn't have enough of Boo's essence in him. So her and Marba start on the new Majin and they use the last of Boo's essence as well as the last Cyberman seed. This time they decide to plant the seed 20 centimeters into the cauldron to ensure that it's more than strong enough. On the plane, Hybris is upset that he has to sit in the back like cargo. Bulma asks questions to Neva about why he stayed in the Demon Realm. He says he wanted to keep their home safe as he hoped the Namekians would come back one day. He made the Dragon Balls as a reward for righteous Namekians, but others in the Demon Realm learned about the balls and wanted to abuse their power. So he created the Tamagamis to prevent their use. Goku complains it's taking too long, and Vegeta tells him that he's going to fight the Tamagami. They have an argument, but again, Vegeta ends up winning out. Orenzu, Marba, and Ku bury the seed in the cauldron with Boo's essence. The contents overflow and form the new Majin, Majin Duu. Duu looks like a combination of Fat Boo and Ku. Immediately, he starts demanding chocolate, and Ku goes to get him some, and they begin fighting like kids. Duu is then instructed to fight Tamagami 1. The fight begins, and Duu is doing much better against the Tamagami than Ku did. Tamagami 1 has trouble keeping up with Duu's speed and his unorthodox attacks. Back in Demon World 2, Vegeta challenges Tamagami 2, who shoos him away at first for just being a child. Then Tamagami 2 sees Neva, and he realizes that Vegeta is serious and starts to fight. The two fight fairly even before Vegeta hits him with a major rush of attacks and Ki Blast. 2 returns the favor, cutting Vegeta's face with his trident. The fight cuts to Duu, who continues to land hit after hit on Tamagami 1. Cutting back to Vegeta, Tamagami 2 lands major attacks on him, knocking him into the water with the Kraken. Vegeta just barely escapes the Kraken and flies up out of the water, only to be knocked into the Kraken's mouth by Tamagami 2. And this is where the episode ends. So, I don't think Neva's to be trusted, and I have a feeling, I could be wrong, but I have a feeling we might find out that Piccolo lied about not being able to speak Namekian. We'll see. I hope that's the case, but maybe it's not. Maybe Toriyama really did want him to have language attrition. But it just seems like Neva is not to be trusted. I didn't like the way he kept looking back at the Dragon Ball. Sure, he could be happy to see someone strong enough to get it, but I don't know. Something just seems off about that. The Vegeta versus Tamagami 2 fight was really good starting off. Vegeta's been in base, so him being able to match Tamagami without even transforming yet is pretty impressive. But I'm wanting to see what's going to happen now because, again, it's already been established from the previous episode that the Kraken was stronger than Goku and Vegeta. So, are we going to find out that to be true? Or what is Vegeta going to do to escape its clutches? I'm sure he's going to turn Super Saiyan, but will he go Super Saiyan 2? Will he do a special attack? Will we see the final destruction? Who knows? And then Majin Duu. So Majin Duu is fat, but not as fat as Fat Boo, but he just has more of that look. He's got the black Majin eyes with the red irises. He's got the little antenna on his head along with his traditional demon ears. But he's got the green color and the two-tone face like Majin Ku did. He definitely seems way more powerful as well as more childish. Again, reminding me of Fat Boo. But he also seems to have a evil streak that Arinzu was a little fearful of. So we'll see what happens and where all this goes. But yeah, we're really starting to get towards the home stretch of this series. Again, assuming it's actually 20 episodes. Um, it definitely feels like things are heating up. So we'll probably have the gang with 2 Dragon Balls by the end of the next episode, and they'll probably be headed to Demon World 1, and we'll see where things go from there. Because obviously, there's going to be some types of twists and turns with what happens with the story as well as the locations of the Dragon Ball. I wouldn't be surprised if, as I mentioned in one of my other reviews and breakdowns, if the Dragon Balls were stolen from them, similar to what happened in the Pilaf arc. But those are my thoughts. Sound off in the comments below. Thanks for listening.